We're just 9 days into the transfer window, and so far there's been nothing with regards to both incomings and outgoings for Rangers. However, that is set to change as Michael Beale has confirmed that the club are set to acquire 3 possible signings this week, and even spoke of individual names, of which we'll go through today. Not only that, but we'll also discuss the 5 things we learned from Dundee United 0, Rangers 2. There is so much to cover in today's video. And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel guys. Before we get into today's video, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. Antonio Colak has suffered a fresh injury blow after being taken off early during Rangers' win over Dundee United. The Croatian striker was named in Michael Beale's starting lineup for the first time since making his return from injury, and indeed that was the first time since before the break for the World Cup in Qatar back in November. He showed signs of his old self during his time on the pitch as he was able to fire off a shot at the Dundee United goalkeeper. However, Colak was taken off at half-time in a surprise substitution for Alfredo Morelos, with the Colombian international leading the line for Rangers for the remainder of the game as they claimed a 2-0 victory. Speaking after the game, Michael Beale admitted there were fresh injury concerns over Colak. He told Sky Sports the downside was to lose Antonio Colak at half-time to injury. But it was a positive to see Kemar Roofe back, which I'm obviously very pleased with. Colak just felt a problem in the lower part of his calf at the top of his Achilles area. It's a different injury, so it's really frustrating for him. He can't catch a break at the minute. We don't think it's anything major, but we didn't want to take the risk in the second half. I thought Alfredo came on and did really well, and he knitted the game together really well. As I said, I thought we scored 2 really good goals. Michael Stewart insists referee Stephen McLean was correct to not award a penalty against Connor Goldson. Dundee United had an appeal for a spot kick in the first half overlooked when the ball hit Goldson's arm. The ball travelled through a host of bodies from a corner kick, and although it did hit the Rangers defender's arm, the Englishman didn't know anything about it. Stewart believes it was an impossibility for Goldson to move his arm out of the way. Referee McLean wasn't interested in the penalty claim, and although VAR looked at the incident, Steve Kirkland didn't instruct the ref to review the footage on the pitch side monitor, and Stewart was adamant that the officiating team got the call spot on. He told BBC Sports Scene, "It's not a penalty kick. We've got to this stage where I feel that we're looking to punish players for doing nothing wrong. Look at the amount of bodies there in front of Connor Goldson. He has no way of knowing the ball is coming anywhere near him. His arms is in a complete natural position when playing football and defending. If you give a penalty kick for that, then it's incredibly harsh. That's coming from the corner, and he's got about 10 bodies in front of him. He's got like a millisecond to react if he's to get his arm out of the way because he doesn't put his arm in the way. It's an impossibility for him to be able to get his arm out the way." Michael Beale admits Todd Cantwell and Tom Davies are good players, but the Rangers boss stopped short of confirming whether the English duo were on his transfer radar. Beale is expected to be active during the January market, and he revealed that he's excited about potential arrivals to Ibrox this month. Talented midfielder Cantwell has been strongly linked with a move to the Light Blues in recent days, and the 24-year-old wasn't a part of the Norwich City squad to face Blackburn Rovers in the FA Cup yesterday afternoon. Everton midfielder Tom Davies is another name being linked to Rangers, and Beale believes the Toffees star reminds him of John Lundstrom. Beale said, "No names, but I think they are both good players to be fair. Todd was an excellent player when he was young and playing against my Liverpool under-23s. I thought he would go on and have a fantastic career. He had that at the start and he is maybe just looking for a move to reignite it, but I think he's a fantastic player at a good age. And Tom Davies, he used to kick my Liverpool under-23s team all around the place. There's a bit of John Lundstrom about him. I'm not confirming anything with those two, but there's a lot of players we are speaking to at the moment." Beale conceded that he was unsure whether any new players would arrive before the League Cup semi-final against Aberdeen next Sunday, but he hopes that new faces will excite fans. He continued, "I have to be excited about working with someone and the journey they're going on. I have to feel that they are someone who can come to Ibrox in front of 52,000 fans and really grow and not shrink. That is the biggest question I have when I sit in front of a player. Are they going to shrink at Ibrox or grow? We need growers and people who are going to come in the next 2 or 3 years and help us win trophies and do well in Europe. That is the most important thing right now. If I was to rush it and get it wrong, you'd all condemn me. I hope you'll be excited as I am about the 2 or 3 additions we are hoping to do. Rangers continued their unbeaten run under boss Michael Beale thanks to a 2-0 victory over Dundee United at Tannadice. Second half goals from Fashion Sakala and Malik Tillman were enough to ensure the gap to Celtic remains at 9 points in the Premiership title race. In this part of the video, we'll discuss the 5 things we learned from Dundee United 0, Rangers 2. Sakala on fire. Sakala again notched another goal as he continued his fine form under Michael Beale. He then played a big role in the second a short while later, which was finished off by Malik Tillman. Sakala insists he loves playing games again and is growing more confident by game. He told Sky Sports, "I'm very happy. I hope I continue to work extra hard and get game time. I appreciate the good work from the other players. They are helping me to get the confidence to stay in the team all the time. Obviously, the more I play, the more I feel motivated and I'm getting confident. It was very difficult at the beginning of the season. Now I'm feeling like a football player again and I'm very happy." He just told me when he came in that I know the task. I know why they signed me. He was the technical staff under Steven Gerrard when I signed for Rangers. He told me to remember what we spoke about before I joined the club. You know what you can do and I trust you. I want you to get your confidence back. I knew from that moment it was my time. The number 1 jersey up for grabs. It has been a strange old season to be a Rangers goalkeeper. 3 of them, Alan McGregor, John McLaughlin and Robbie McCrory, feel that they should be the first choice, but the gloves are seemingly still up for grabs more than a week into the new year. McLaughlin started the campaign between the sticks as he got the vote of confidence from Giovanni van Bronckhorst, and then paid the price for the 4-goal humiliations against Celtic and Ajax. Alan McGregor then came in following this and has had the jersey for the majority of the time, despite being ruled out through an illness. Yet McLaughlin was given the nod against Dundee United, and Alan McGregor was dropped to the bench. Bill hinted at McLaughlin's ability to command his area as one of the reasons his surprised nod, as he insisted the former Scotland shot stopper deserves some oxygen. McLaughlin had little to do during a low-key first half, and almost nothing to contend with in the second. Personally, as I've said before, I think Rangers do need to sign a new goalkeeper in general, at least in the summer, as I think both now aren't good enough for the jersey if Rangers want to get to that next level. Tillman again. I think in the last 3 5 things we learned videos, I've singled out Malik Tillman. Today is no different, he looks a class above everybody else, and Rangers need to start getting things ready to land him on a permanent deal come the summer. Kolak will take some time to get up to speed. The return of Antonio Kolak has been anticipated since Bill replaced Van Bronckhorst as boss. Indeed, this was the first time the Croatian has featured under the Englishman. A return of 11 goals from 14 Premiership starts was an impressive return from the first half of the campaign, and Kolak will need to replicate that form if Rangers are to stand any chance of keeping themselves in the title race in the coming months. It's fair to say that he was short of sharpness yesterday. An early shot at the Dundee United keeper that was gathered easily was the only thing he had to show for the first 45 minutes and didn't reappear after the break as Alfredo Morelos entered the action and made the difference. There is a sense at times that if Kolak doesn't score, then he doesn't contribute an awful lot. His record does speak for itself, but his all-round game isn't as effective as Morelos, and it was noticeable that Rangers failed to hold the ball up during his time on the park. Kolak will still have a role to play this term, and a potential partnership with Morelos is an intriguing proposition for supporters. Like his individual fortunes, that will take time to build up. Michael Beale is doing a great job. After last night's win, it makes it 16 points out of 18, which is a fantastic run, and it's even more frightening that we are sitting here frustrated that we should have won the Old Firm derby last Monday. Either way, I can see what Beale is trying to do, and with a few of his own additions and players returning from injury, it looks like we could be going in the right way, and I'm certainly looking forward to seeing what we can achieve. Next up for Rangers is the League Cup semi-final against Aberdeen, another game that is a must-win and could mark a real opportunity to get some silverware this season. Rangers fans, would you take Tom Davies and Todd Cantwell at Rangers? And what do you make of Michael Beale's tenure so far? Let me know your thoughts down there in the comment section below. That brings us to the end of today's video. Please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. Thank you, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Peace.